Um, and thanks, Michael. I'm very excited to be able to introduce the superintendent of the New York Department of Financial Services and also my boss, Adrian Harris. Adrian joined DFS in September of 2021 and was confirmed as our superintendent in January of this year. Prior to that, Adrian had extensive experience in the financial services industry, including her service in the federal government. She had served as the senior advisor to the Deputy Treasury Secretary, Sarah Bloom Raskin, and also managed the financial services portfolio at the White House. And since arriving at DFS, she's made cybersecurity one of her top priorities. So with that, thank you for joining us today, Adrian, and I will turn it over to you.
Thanks so much, Justin. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to conclude the DFS Cybersecurity Symposium. First, a thank you to Senator Thomas and Assemblymember Rosick for opening up the symposium this morning, and to all of you for your attendance. We've heard from so many of you that the discussion and debates over these 3 sessions have been helpful and thought-provoking. Our goal with the DFS Cybersecurity Symposium was to help New York's financial services industry better understand the threat posed by cybercrime and how you can defend yourselves. I know today's audience includes many of New York's small and medium-sized financial services companies. You and your businesses are the face of the industry to many New Yorkers, and the partners they lean on to help manage their finances. Unfortunately, the threat you face from cybercrime is real and growing. I wish I could tell you that cyber is something only government agencies or big businesses have to worry about, but it isn't. Our interconnected world is in many ways a valuable thing, but it makes businesses more vulnerable to criminals all over the world. And at DFS, we see our small and medium-sized businesses targeted by cybercrime weekly or even daily. But the good news is that there are controls and practices you can adopt that will prevent most of the cybercrime targeting small businesses. That's what you heard about today. Just like you would not leave the keys to your storefront in the door, you can no longer leave your technology systems exposed without the right virtual locks. And for small businesses, these metaphorical locks are available at the equivalent of the hardware store. You don't need matrix level protection. As small business owners, you have a lot to deal with. You have to have a basic level of understanding of a balance sheet, of insurance, and of risk management. But you don't need to be an expert in GAAP accounting or underwriting to operate your business day to day. Similarly, in today's world, as a small business owner, you need some basic facility in cybersecurity. While cyber threats are unpredictable and change rapidly, as we have been discussing, the controls to mitigate the threats are accessible and effective. Let's get specific. Multi-factor authentication, for example, is a capability that significantly deters attacks from nation states, hacktivists, and criminals. It serves multiple purposes, just like so many of the controls we discussed today and those that are in our ransomware guidance. They are good long-term investments that will raise the level of cybersecurity in your business. Bake these investments into your business planning now. The inspiration for our Cybersecurity Symposium was the 5th year anniversary of Part 500, DFS's pioneering cybersecurity regulation. Soon we will be publishing revisions to that regulation designed to account for the changes in cybersecurity over the past 5 years. Just like version 1, the new regulation will be thoughtful, practical, and proportional. It will take into account the realities of operating a small business because we are realists and we understand that cost and accessibility are key. All business owners must understand their own unique cyber risk because without that understanding, you don't know what you need to protect and how you can most effectively implement that protection. Because understanding an organization's cyber risk is the foundation of an effective cybersecurity program, the large, sophisticated entities we regulate will need to focus on governance and incorporating cybersecurity protocols into the broader risk management functions of the organization, because effective governance is an essential part of cybersecurity. To manage this growing risk, We have to create a culture of cyber awareness. The technology matters, but cybersecurity is not simply a technical problem. Every organization needs its leaders to step up and make sure that the entire company has effective cybersecurity awareness and training that extends to the entire organization, not just the IT or information security departments. As more and more businesses are hit with ransomware or become the victims of other cybercrimes, it is incumbent upon all of us to do a better job getting our arms around the cybersecurity vulnerabilities, and your views are a critical piece of that conversation. Thank you for attending our symposium. We look forward to working with you to build a more secure future. Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. And thank you, everyone, for attending today. Appreciate the contributions of all of our presenters and speakers here at DFS and GCA. And finally, I just wanted to end by letting everyone know if you have more questions, please check out both our DFS cybersecurity resource page and if you have questions about the toolkit too. There's a tremendous amount of information on it at GCA's website, on GCA's website. So with that, I see Maya just put it in the address in the chat. Thank you, Maya. And so with that, we're going to wrap up. We'll wrap up for today and wrap up our three-part symposium. Thank you all so much for attending.